Good morning, students. Today, in this session, let me explain you about divisible profits and the various provisions of Companies Act 2013 for the declaration of dividend and divisible profits. Students, you have already studied about the divisible profits which a joint stock company, right, uses or utilizes for the purpose of payment of dividends to the shareholders. Right? In simple words, divisible profit means the profits available for dividends to the shareholders. Not all the profits are divisible profits, or not all the profits available in case of a joint stock company or available in the company is used for declaration of dividends to the shareholders. Right? So it is the that profit which is used to declare dividends to the shareholders. There are certain restrictions, there are certain provisions relating to the declaration of dividends and also utilization of the profits for the declaration of dividends. Therefore, as per the Companies Act 2013, what profit can be utilized for the declaration of dividends? It is specifically mentioned in the section 2, subsection 35 of the Companies Act 2013. Profits of a company which is not retained in the business and is distributed among the shareholders in proportion to the amount paid up on the shares held by them. Right? Section 2, subsection 35 of the Companies Act states that the profit of the company which is not retained in the business. So, the profit of the company which is not kept in the business and which is distributed among the shareholders in proportion to the amount paid up. So, on the basis of proportionate paid up capital, dividends are to be declared on the basis of proportionate paid up capital or proportion to the amount paid up on the shares held by the shareholders. So that profit is called as divisible profit. In simple words, divisible profits are the profits which are declared as dividends to the shareholders. Dividends are always declared on the proportionate. I mean, it is proportionate. It is proportionately paid on the paid up capital of the company, paid up capital of the shares held by the shareholders. Right. So there are certain provisions relating to the declaration of dividends made by the company. The Companies Act 2013, right, lays down number of provisions for the declaration of dividends. Those provisions one by one I will explain here. Section 51 of the Companies Act permits the company to pay dividends proportionately, that is in proportion to the amount paid up on each share when all the shares are not uniformly paid up, that is pro rata basis. So it is very common in the case of just the companies. The declaration of dividends or payment of dividends is proportionately on the paid up amount of the share capital. If there are number of different types of shares, equity shares, different all the shares are not equally paid up. 10 rupees share may be paid up as 5 rupees paid up, 7 rupees paid up, 9 rupees paid up, likewise. So dividends are paid on the basis of, or it is proportionately on the paid up amount of the shares. That means the shareholder will get dividends only on the paid up amount of the shares. Whatever is paid by the shareholder to the company, right? On that basis only the dividends are paid to the shareholders. So it is proportionately in proportion to the amount paid up on each share. And all the shares are not uniformly paid up, right? Now the equity shares, all the preference shares, suppose not uniformly paid up. Suppose 10 rupees paid up, maybe paid as 5, paid as 6 or paid as 9. In that case, it is paid proportionately on the basis of amount paid up on each share. Similarly, the final dividend is generally declared at annual general meeting. Section 102 and subsection 2 of the Companies Act states that at a rate not more than what is recommended by the directors in accordance with the articles of association of the company. Right? So here the final dividend declared at annual general meeting. The dividends are declared, final dividends are declared by the directors at the annual general meeting of the company, and section 2 of the, right, section 102 and subsection 2 of the Companies Act states that the final dividend should be declared at a rate not more than what is recommended by directors in accordance with the articles of the association of the company. So, whatever is recommended by the directors, right, at the same rate only, the final dividend should be declared in the annual general meeting. It is not more than that. And that is also within the, in accordance with the articles of association of the company. So, whatever is specified in the articles of association, right, the dividends are declared by the directors, right, and what is recommended by director should be declared. Similarly, another important provision relating to the declaration of dividend is no dividend shall be declared or paid by a company for any financial year except out of profits of the company for that year arrived after providing for depreciation in accordance with section 123 subsection 2 of the Companies Act, or out of the profits of the company for any previous financial year or years arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provisions of the above subsection and remaining undistributed, or out of both, or out of the money provided by the central government. Right? So, the condition regarding the declaration of dividend is no dividend shall be declared or paid by the company for any financial year except out of the profits of the company for that financial year arrived after providing for depreciation in accordance with section 123 subsection 2 of the Companies Act. It means here the dividend should be declared out of the profits of any particular year, right, only after providing for depreciation as per the section 123 and subsection 2 of the Companies Act. That means if a company declares dividend without providing for depreciation, right, it is not as per the provisions of the Companies Act. It means dividend should always be declared, dividend should always be paid out of the profits of any particular year, that is only after providing for depreciation, that is as per section 123 subsection 2 of the Companies Act. Right? In any year, suppose a company declares dividend, it is only out of the profit. The profit should be after providing for depreciation only. Without providing for depreciation, right, dividends cannot be declared. So, depreciation as per 123 subsection 2 of the Companies Act should be provided. So, out of only that profit, right, the profit which is after providing for depreciation, out of that profit only dividend should be declared. Or out of the profits of the company for any previous financial year, or another condition is out of the profits of the company for any previous financial year or years, right, arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provisions of the above subsection, isn't it? And remaining undistributed, or out of both, or out of the money provided by the central government, right? Condition 1 is dividend should be provided, dividend should be declared or paid out of the profits, right? And the profit should be after providing for depreciation as per section 123 subsection 2 of the Companies Act. And a company can also declare dividend out of the profits of the previous years, year or years, and out of the profit which is remained undistributed, or out of both, or out of the money provided by the central government, isn't it? And that profit should also be after providing for depreciation, isn't it? So the Act also states that, right, the company can declare dividend out of the profits of the company for any previous financial year or years, arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provisions of the above subsections, and remaining undistributed, or out of both, or out of the money provided by the central government. If a company wants to declare dividend not out of the current year's profit, the company wants to declare dividend in case of insufficient profit. Suppose the company wants to declare dividend out of the previous year's profits, not current year, earlier year's profit, and that profit should also be arrived at after providing for depreciation as per 123, section 123, subsection 2 of the Companies Act, right? Or the company can also declare dividend out of the profits of the previous year and also profits of the current year, both, and that profit should also be after providing for depreciation under section 123 and 2 of the Companies Act. Or the company can also declare dividend out of the money provided by the central government. This is the condition here. That means if a company wants to declare dividend out of the current year's profit or out of the previous year's profit, the profit should be after declaring dividend. The profit should be after the declaration of dividends. The profit should be after providing for depreciation, not declaration of dividend. The profit should be after providing for depreciation as per section 123, subsection 2 of the Companies Act. That means, if a company, suppose, will not provide for depreciation, or if the company's profits are insufficient, the company runs under losses, a company, suppose, will not absorb all the depreciation of the previous years, right? Then that profit will not be used for declaration of dividends. Only in the case of losses also, the total dividends, total depreciation of the current year or previous years should be absorbed, should be provided for the purpose of declaration of dividends. So that is the condition to declare dividends out of the profits of the company. Similarly, it will be for the money provided. Here, it can declare dividend out of the current year's profit or previous year's profit, or it can also declare dividend out of the money provided by the central government or state government for the purpose of payment of dividend in pursuance of a guarantee given by the concerned government. Right? So this is another condition. The company can also declare dividend out of the money provided by the central government. Sometimes government also give guarantee. State government or central government may give guarantee to the company to pay dividends. Right? In that case, a dividends can be paid out of the money given by the central government as guarantee. That is section 123, subsection 1 of the Companies Act. It can be, a company can
declare dividend out of the profits of the current year's profit after providing for depreciation. A company can also declare dividend out of the previous year's profit after providing for depreciation, and a company can also declare dividend out of the money provided by the central government to declare dividends to payment of dividend in pursuance of the guarantee given by the government as per section 123(1) of the Companies Act. And another provision here is a company may, before the declaration of any dividends in any financial year, should transfer such percentage of its profit for that financial year as it may consider appropriate to the reserves of the company. Now this is another condition here. If a company earns profit, right, a company, as per the Companies Act, there are certain provisions relating to the transfer to general reserve. All the profits earned by the company need not be declared as dividends. Certain percentage of profit should be transferred to general reserve every year out of the profits. Therefore, a company, before declaration of dividend, right, in any financial year, it should transfer such percentage of profits in that financial year as it may consider appropriate to the reserves of the company. See, here company can transfer certain percentage of its profit to general reserve. What percentage of profit it can transfer? It is given as per the Company Act. Or if it also considers that, if the company considers appropriate to transfer certain percentage of reserves profit to the general reserve, it can transfer such a percentage of profit to general reserve, right? So it means here the company cannot transfer all the profits available. A company cannot declare all the profits available for dividends. It means it must transfer certain percentage of profit to general reserve. Only after transferring certain percentage of profit to general reserve, the remaining profit can be used for the purpose of declaration of dividends to the shareholders. Isn't it? All profits cannot be transferred. Certain percentage of the profit should be, right, transferred to general reserve, and remaining profit can be used for declaration of dividend. Similarly, another condition is, if owing to inadequacy or absence of profit in any year, the company proposes to declare dividend out of the accumulated profits earned by it in any previous financial year and transfer to general reserve, such declaration of dividend shall not be made except in accordance with the company's declaration and payment of dividend rule 2014. Right? Now in the first condition itself it is stated, a company can declare dividend out of the current year's profit, a company can declare dividend out of the previous year's profit only after providing for depreciation. Right? Depreciation on fixed assets. Now here, in the case of inadequacy, see, company can use the previous year's profit or the previous year's uncommitted reserves. It can also use such profits and reserves for the purpose of declaration of dividend. In the case of inadequacy or in the case of absence of profits in any financial year. So, if a company wants to declare dividend, right, in the case of inadequacy of profits or absence of profits, right, from the accumulated profits or previous year's profit earned by it and out of the amount transferred to general reserve, such declaration of dividend should be in accordance with the company's declaration of and payment of dividend rule 2014. So, the company's declaration and payment of dividend rule 2014 lays down certain rules for the purpose of, right, declaration of dividends out of the previous year's profit and also out of the uncommitted reserves, right. such rules should be followed. So as per those rules only, a company can declare, a company can pay dividend, right, out of the previous year's profit. So it is considered here that company can also declare dividend out of the previous year's profit. Company can also utilize the uncommitted reserves for a declaration of dividends only when or in certain circumstances or in certain situations where there is inadequate profits or when there is no profit, in order to maintain the rate of dividends in the market, right? Maintenance of dividend rate should be maintained in the market in order to, right, the company should not allow the value of the shares, price of the shares, right, go below. In order to maintain that rate, right, value of shares, a company has to declare dividend out of the previous year's profit or out of the general reserves, right, uncommitted reserves in the case of inadequacy of profits or in the case of absence of profits, right? Suppose the company declared dividend 10% in all the previous years. In the current year, suppose the profits are lower, company cannot declare 10% dividend. In that case, in that circumstance, company can utilize the previous year's profit, company can utilize the, right, uncommitted reserves to maintain the declaration of dividend, maintain the rate of dividend 10%, which is declared in all previous earlier years, right? It can utilize the earlier year's profit, I mean accumulated profits, and also it can utilize the general reserve, uncommitted reserves, but that utilization should be as per the or in accordance with the declaration and payment of dividend rule 2014. So considering those rules only, it can declare dividend, right? And another condition here is depreciation as required under section 123(1) of the Companies Act to be provided in accordance with the provisions of Schedule 2 of the Companies Act. So it is compulsory. It is compulsory that depreciation on fixed assets should be provided, right, every year, and total depreciation should be provided out of the profits every year, and only after providing for depreciation only a company can declare dividend out of that profit. So depreciation as required under section 123 subsection 1 of the Companies Act has to be provided in accordance with the provisions of Schedule 2 of the Companies Act, isn't it? And another condition, condition number 6 here is the amount of dividend shall be deposited in a separate bank account within 5 days of declaration of dividends. If a company declares dividend and it should be payable to the shareholders, whatever amount of dividend which is payable, it should be deposited in a separate bank account within 5 days of declaration of dividends as per section 123 of the Companies 123 subsection 4 of the Companies Act 2013. Right? Total amount of dividend should be transferred to a bank account. It should be deposited in a bank account within 5 days of declaration of dividends. And the dividend has to be paid within 30 days of declaration. The amount is transferred to unpaid dividend account. If the dividend has to be paid within 30 days of declaration, the dividend is transferred to unpaid dividends account, right? It should be payable to the shareholders. And once it is declared, it should be paid within 30 days to the shareholders. Amount is transferred to unpaid dividends account. The unpaid dividends amount not paid or claimed for period of 7 years, right, from the date of such transfer, right, shall be transferred to Investor Education and Protection Fund, and the company should file a statement in the form dividend 5 to the authority, right? Total dividend should be deposited to a bank account, and it should be paid to the shareholders within 30 days of after declaration, and amount of dividend which is payable to the shareholder should be transferred to unpaid dividend account, and the amount in the unpaid dividend account should be paid to the shareholders, or the shareholder should claim the unpaid dividend within 7 years from the date of transfer. When the company declares dividend, the shareholder should claim that. The shareholder should receive that dividend from the company. And if the shareholders will not claim that amount, suppose the shareholders will not receive that amount, from the company within 7 years, see, up to 7 years, the dividends declared by the company will be in the unpaid dividend account. And from the unpaid dividend account, the shareholder should claim that amount. If it is not claimed or received by the shareholder within 7 years from the date of transfer to such account, the balance, if it is there in the unclaimed dividend account after 7 years, it should be transferred to a separate account called as Investors Education and Protection Fund, and the company should file a statement like form the dividend 5 to the competent authority. So this is the condition regarding the payment of, declaration of dividend, the provisions relating to the declaration of dividend as per the Companies Act of 2013. Now, there are number of other conditions here relating to the declaration of dividends and also payment of dividends. Payment of dividend without providing for depreciation. Now, the Companies Act of 2013 also provides various conditions when the company will not provide for depreciation, and pays dividend. If the payment of dividend without providing for depreciation, if the company pays dividend without providing for depreciation, as per section 123, subsection 1A of the Companies Act 2013 provides that, no dividend shall be declared or paid by the company for any financial year except out of the profits of the company for that year or out of the profits of the company for any previous year arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provisions of Schedule 2nd of the Companies Act and remaining undistributed or out of both. This we have already discussed here. It is a condition that a company, in order to declare dividend out of the profits of current years or previous years, provision for depreciation is a must. As per section 123, provides that no dividend shall be declared or paid by the company for any financial year or years except out of the profits of the company for that year, or out of the profits of any previous year arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provisions of Schedule 2. That means dividends should be declared out of the profits. The profit should be after providing for depreciation. It may be current year's profit, it may be previous year's profit, and or out of both, or any out of the undistributed profit. Or undistributed profit means out of the reserves or accumulated profit. And rule 3, sub rule 5 of the Companies Act state that declaration of payment of dividend rule 2014 provides that no company shall declare dividend unless carried over previous losses and depreciation not provided in the previous year are set off against the profits of the company of the current year. See, this is also as per the declaration and payment of dividend rule 2014. Declaration and payment of dividend 2014. Company can declare dividend out of the previous year's profit or out of the uncommitted reserves, and in order to declare dividends out of that profit, unaccumulated profit, and out of the uncommitted reserves, the declaration and payment of dividend rule 2014 is applicable. And as per this rule, that means the rule provides that no company shall declare dividend unless carried over previous year's losses and depreciation not provided in the previous year are set off against the profits of the current year or current years of the company. Right? If company wants to utilize the accumulated profits of the previous year and uncommitted reserves of the previous year, right? First, it should set off previous year losses. First, it should set off previous year's depreciation, right? Accumulated depreciation, previous year's losses, right? Depreciation not provided in the previous year, and previous year losses should be set off against against the profits of the current year, right? Suppose, for example, a company earned a profit of rupees 1 lakh in the current year. Company earned a profit of rupees 1 lakh in the current year. And in the previous year, the depreciation not provided is 20,000. And the previous year loss is rupees 10,000. Right? Company cannot declare total 1 lakh rupees dividends to the shareholders. First, company should set off the previous year loss and accumulated depreciation. I mean depreciation not provided in the previous year. Company out of 1 lakh rupees profit earned in the current year, first company should set off the depreciation of 20,000 of the previous year and 10,000 losses of the previous year, and the remaining balance 70,000 can be utilized for the declaration of dividend. Right? The declaration of dividend rule states that previous year's losses, if there is any, previous year's unprovided depreciation, if there is any, should be provided out of the profits of the current year. The balance should be declared as dividends. The loss or depreciation, whichever is less in the previous year, is set off against the profits of the company for the year for which dividend is declared or paid. Now this is the condition, right? If the company wants to declare dividend, right, first out of the profits of the current year, first it must set off the losses of the previous year, and also it must set off the unprovided depreciation of the previous year, right? Only after setting off the losses and depreciation of the previous year, the balance amount of profit can be used for the declaration of dividends. Right? So those are the conditions which are applicable, right, to the declaration of dividends. That means payment of dividends as per the provisions of the Companies Act. Now, dividends, declaration of dividend out of the company's reserves. Now, this is another condition. A company can also utilize the uncommitted reserves and the accumulated profits, right, for the purpose of declaration of dividends, right, in the case of insufficient profit, inadequacy of profit, or absence of profit. So, declaration of dividend, in order to declare dividend out of the previous year's profit or reserves, what are the conditions laid as per the Companies Act of 2013? In the event of inadequacy or absence of profits in any year, a company may declare dividend out of the surplus reserve subject to the fulfillment of the following conditions. Right? In any year, if the company, right, incurs losses or there is insufficient profit, in any year, company can utilize the general reserve, company can utilize the previous year's profits, accumulated profits, for the purpose of declaration of dividends to maintain the rate of dividend, right? Therefore, in order to utilize the reserves and in order to utilize the accumulated profits of the previous year, there are certain conditions to be followed. What are those conditions? The conditions are here. The rate of dividend declared shall not exceed the average of the rates at which the dividend was declared by it in the 3 years immediately preceding the previous year, that year. However, this condition shall not be applying to companies which has not declared dividend in each of the following 3 previous preceding years. Right? See, condition number 1 states that if a company wants to declare dividend out of the previous year's profits, accumulated profits or general reserve, condition number 1 is the rate of dividend declared shall not exceed the average rates at which the dividend was declared by it in the previous 3 years, preceding 3 years, right? Immediately preceding 3 years, except current year, immediately preceding 3 years. And this condition is not applicable to the company which has not declared dividend in the case of previous 3 years. Suppose it wants to declare dividend out of the previous year's profit, at what rate of dividend it can declare? It can declare dividend at the average rate of dividend, right? Which is, it cannot declare dividend. The rate of dividend declared should not be more than, right? Should not exceed the average rate of dividend which was declared by the company in the previous 3 years, right? In order to use the reserves, of previous years, accumulated profits of previous year, the company's rate of dividend in the present year, the company's rate of dividend in the current year should not be more than the average rate of dividend declared by it in the previous 3 years. Isn't it? The average rate of dividend, right? That means the rate of dividend should not be more than the average rate of dividend declared by the company in the previous 3 years. Suppose, for example, in the current year there is no profit, right? There are sufficient amount in the reserves and accumulated profit, and the average rate of dividend declared by the company in the previous 3 years are 9%, right? The company cannot declare dividend in the current year more than 9%. That's all. That is what the condition here. That means in order to declare dividend in the current year by utilizing the reserves and accumulated profits of the previous year, the rate of dividend to be declared in the current year should not be more than the average rate of dividend declared by it in the previous 3 years. Isn't it? And this condition will not be applicable, is not applicable to those companies which has not declared dividend in the previous 3 years. Right? Similarly, the total amount to be drawn from such accumulated profit shall not exceed 10% of the paid up share capital and free reserves. This is another condition. What amount a company can draw from the reserves? What amount company can take from the reserves and accumulated profits? It should not be more than 1/10 of the paid up capital or 10% of the paid up share capital and free reserves. Right? It cannot take all the amount of free reserves and all the amount of accumulated profits. Isn't it? The maximum amount, the total amount it can draw or it can take from the previous year's profits or accumulated reserve is, it should not be more than, right? It should not be more than 10% of the paid up capital and free reserves. It should not exceed 10% of the 1/10 of the paid up capital and free reserves. That much amount it can draw from the reserves and accumulated profits. And condition number 3 is the amount so drawn shall first be utilized to set off the losses incurred in the financial year in which dividend is declared before any dividend in respect of equity shareholders declared. Suppose it takes the amount from the reserves or accumulated profits. Suppose it is less than 10% of the paid up capital, and whatever amount taken should be used first for the setting off of losses of the current year, and out of balance amount can be utilized for declaration of dividends, isn't it? It can draw not more than 10% of the paid up capital and free reserves, or 1/10 of the paid up capital and free reserves. Whatever amount which is taken, right, the amount which is drawn from the reserves should be utilized first to set off the current year's losses. So suppose the total amount taken from the reserves are 1 lakh rupees and current year loss is 30,000, and 1 lakh rupees should be used first to set off the current year loss of 30,000, and balance 70,000 can be used for declaration of dividends to the equity shareholders. That is the condition. The amount drawn should be first utilized to set off the current year losses, and the balance of reserve after such withdrawal shall not fall below 15% of paid up capital and paid up share capital as appearing in the latest audited financial statement, isn't it? The balance of reserves after such a withdrawal, the balance of reserves after such withdrawal shall not fall below 15% of its paid up share capital. It is also another condition. Once you take the amount from the reserves, right, what amount you can draw, right, the amount you can draw is not more than 10% of the paid up capital and free reserves from the reserves, right, and once you draw the amount, that amount should be first utilized to set off losses of the current year, and the balance of reserves after such withdrawal shall not fall below 15% of its paid up capital. It is another condition. If you draw some amount, the balance in the reserves should be more than 15% of its paid up capital. That amount, such amount you have to withdraw, isn't it? The balance in the reserves after the withdrawal should be more than 15% of its paid up capital as it is appearing in the latest audited financial statement. So these conditions are applicable, right? These conditions are applied in order to declare dividend out of the general reserve. So declaration of dividends out of the general reserve, right? 4 conditions are here. One is, in order to declare dividend out of the general reserve, the rate of dividend to be not more than average rate of dividend declared by the company in the previous 3 years. Not more than 10% of the paid up capital and free reserves cannot be drawn from the general reserve or accumulated profits. And once the amount drawn from the general reserve should be utilized to set off the losses of the current financial year incurred in the financial year in which the dividend was declared, right? And after drawing the amount from the reserves, the balance of the reserves should not fall below 15% of the paid up capital. If these conditions are fulfilled, if these conditions are applied, then only a company can declare dividend out of the general reserve. Otherwise, these conditions are not fulfilled, a company cannot declare dividend out of the general reserve, isn't it? So these things must be clear while working out the examples, right? The provisions of the Companies Act relating to the declaration and payment of dividend and transfer of amount from the general reserve to declare the dividends, right? Okay, it is enough today. I will end here. Thank you.